What is up, YouTube? I am Eric and you are watching Retro Video Game Pickups. In this video, we are talking about game hunting at Goodwill in 2020. So if you like games, consoles, or product reviews, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification. With that being said, let's hop into it. Okay, so it is now 2020 and I wanted to talk about Goodwill a little bit, just kind of let you guys know what I think about it and also kind of how it works in my area and stuff like that. And so in this video, we're going to talk about the Goodwills that I frequent and kind of what I think about them and how they've changed in the few years that I've been going. I've been going for probably 5 or 6 years now, at least locally. I used to do like Craigslist and other things, but I've transitioned kind of away from that just because that's kind of how things work. Craigslist is dead and you guys know that, and so you got to move on and learn new things. So in this video, I want to tell you guys about a few things about what the prices are for games in my area, what I always see there, and kind of some recent things that I think are interesting and could be either good or bad depending on which it is. So we're going to talk about that right now. The first thing that I want to let you guys know is all games in my area are $4 each. And that's why I have that games under $4 series going on, was because that's how Goodwill sells stuff for, and so I like to kind of see that and then go to other places and see what they sell things for and see what I can find that is under $4, because that's a great deal. So that is what this video is all about, is telling you guys about Goodwill. And the first thing I wanted to say is this is how much games usually are. Now sometimes I'll see a game that's marked up from the $4, but that doesn't happen often. That's got to be a big game or something like that, like an Xbox One game or a PS4 game that they found and were like, oh, this is a really good game, we're gonna mark it up. But that doesn't happen very often. I will say the one time that I found this and I actually ended up convincing them to move their price down was with Super Smash Bros. Melee on the GameCube. I want to say about 2 years ago, I was at a Goodwill that had $4 games, and they had this Super Smash Bros. On the GameCube complete in the glass case for $50, and that's very expensive. You guys know that's like market value, and this is Goodwill. They shouldn't be charging an arm and a leg for what they have. So that's one thing. But I had been going to this Goodwill and I'd kind of been nice and gotten to somewhat know some of the people that were working there, and so I didn't know kind of what to do. So I went up to this lady that I've become familiar with. She was nice. We'd always be like, hey, how are you doing? How's your life? Blah, blah, blah. And so I came up to her and I said, hey, you got this game in here for $50. Is there any way that I can get it for cheaper? Like, what's the deal here? Is that the solid price or what? And so I talked to her and she called a manager over and I showed them, okay, here's what they're really going for, which was like $40 to $45. $50 was like a higher end, but still probably you could have gotten it. But I said, what can I get this for? And she kind of looked at it and was like, it's been here for a little bit. $20, how about that? I'm like, alright, cool. I will buy that for $20. And I'm pretty sure that's actually the one that's in my collection still. It's down there now. I moved things, obviously. But if I wasn't gonna ask or didn't know anybody, I wouldn't have gotten that deal. And so that's one thing that I think is very interesting here, is that Goodwill has games for $4, and they have a sign that says that, but oftentimes they don't. Not oftentimes. Occasionally you'll see a game that's more than that, and usually you can ask them why and they'll either explain to you or give you the $4 discount or $4 price tag. It just depends on what it is and who's marking it that day. Now the next thing I'm going to say is a negative thing about Goodwill. It's not really negative about Goodwill, but I never see consoles. I always see people post pictures of consoles or post pictures of games and consoles and they find a controller or whatnot. I almost never see gaming related stuff other than games in the store. Unless it's like clothing or like a plush toy or something like that. I never see consoles, I never see controllers, and that's kind of a bummer. I don't know if the Goodwills near me are sending them off somewhere, or if someone in the back is keeping them and selling them. I don't know about that, but I'm not finding good consoles in the Goodwills, and that's kind of a shame. I used to occasionally find one or two a few years ago, but I haven't seen one for so long. And honestly, I go enough that I should at least see them, whether or not they're marked properly or not. But it's been probably 4 or 5 years since I've seen a console in the stores. So what does that mean? Probably someone's either selling them off themselves or sending them to another store or a Goodwill or whatever to distribute them to one of the computer stores or something like that. But I wanted to tell you guys, I don't see those, and that's why you guys don't see me pick up consoles from Goodwill. They just don't, I don't know, they're just not in the store. So I wanted to bring that up to you guys. Now I have a story to go along with that. Another Goodwill that I went to, and here's the story of where I found one actually. And I think this is the last time I found a console. And this was like 4 years ago. And that was, I found a Game Boy and a few games. And we found a Sega Game Gear and a few games with that. So I was with someone, one of my friends was with me, and I saw the Game Boy and got the Game Boy, and he got the Game Gear, because he didn't have a Game Gear. So it's like, alright, you take that, I'll take this, we'll be good. Well, both of us got really good deals, because it was like $8 for both bags. And I remember mine having Pokemon Gold in it, and Mario Land, I think? One of the Mario Lands, I'm not really sure which one, I can't remember. And a Atomic Purple Game Boy Color, so it was well worth the deal. My friend got the Game Gear and some good games like Sonic and Mortal Kombat and other things like that, and that was very awesome. But I don't see that anymore, and that's one thing that I wish I did. I'm disappointed in that fact, and I go to 3 or 4 Goodwills in my area, and I never see them, and I'm kind of disappointed, and I wish I could see them more. But that's okay. I don't get consoles in my Goodwill. But what do I get? Wii games. And this is one that I wanted to talk about because it's 2020, and I know that the Goodwill I went to yesterday had Wii games. And honestly, I'm not going to spoil anything for a video coming up on the $4 game pickups, but there is a good game in there that I want you guys to know about. So be on the lookout for that. That's coming out on Tuesday night. But what I'm saying is Wii games. I always see Wii games, and oftentimes I see good Wii games. I've seen Mario Kart, I've seen Super Mario, I've seen Zelda games, I've seen Donkey Kong, Super Monkey Ball, a ton of games on the Wii. What does that mean? $4 Wii games. Why does that matter? Because when you find Mario Kart on the Wii, that's a $25 game you bought for $4. When you find Donkey Kong Returns, that's a $12 game for $4. Like, there are games, if you find Smash Brothers, that's a game for $4 that you could sell for probably $20. Those are good games. Goodwill is great for finding Wii games or Xbox games, like the Xbox original games or the PS2 games. I feel like those are what I see in my Goodwills. Now, occasionally I'll see a PS3 game and an Xbox 360 game, but that's usually about it. Except for recently. Recently, I have gone to 2 different Goodwill stores in my area and found Xbox One games and PS4 games. However, they're sports games and Call of Duty games, so not games I'm gonna pick up. But that means soon enough, you and I will be finding those games that are good in the stores. So I am definitely excited about that, and I am hopeful. 2020 is another year for Goodwill to be either good or bad, and hopefully they're good. I mean, I've had so many awesome pickups from Goodwill over the years. You guys have seen some of the cool stuff that I've picked up. Some cool games. That Game Boy Color that I was talking about, that was a really good pickup. I had one already, but with Pokemon Gold and Super Mario Land, it just totally was well worth it. So I'm hopeful for Goodwill. I keep wanting to say GameStop, but we're talking about Goodwill here. I am hopeful for it. I am hopeful that no one is sending consoles out, and I hope I can find them. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about 2020 and Goodwill. I'm gonna keep going. You guys know that I am picking up more than games when I go to Goodwill and thrift stores, just because I can make money on other things as well, whether it's clothing, whether it's shoes. I've bought a coffee maker, a Keurig coffee maker. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that you can find at Goodwill that you could sell and grow your game collection, or just get more money for you. So that's one thing about Goodwill that I'm very, very excited about, is Goodwill hunting all around. I've been able to find a ton of stuff. Recently, I found some Dallas Cowboys gear, like vintage Dallas Cowboys t-shirts. I just bought some Nike Air Jordans from there. Like, I've done very well from going to Goodwill, so you definitely should, and be on the lookout for other things other than just games. But I want you guys to know that I am definitely excited, and I know that Goodwill is going to be good as long as you're nice to people and you're going in there every other week or every week. You're going to make relationships with those people, and if you're nice to them and then they see you, they might give you discounts. If there's a $50 game in the case, they might give it to you for $20. So I just want you guys to know, thank you so much for watching. I love this channel, and I have so much fun either talking about games or playing games or whatever it is. If you want me to talk about something, comment down below and let me know. I am more than welcome to talk about topics that you guys want to know about. But I'm also only really want to talk about things that I'm passionate about, because if not, it's kind of boring. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification, because it lets you know when I post more videos, which is every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. You guys know the drill. If you're new here, thank you so much. If you're old here, thank you so much for watching and all that stuff. But one last thing, make sure you have a good day.